Hello, everybody. Peter Parks here from multiple websites, and I am with our mysterious stranger tonight, who is actually one of my students, who is actually crushing Google right now on a day-to-day basis, and has been crushing Google for the last almost the last year or so in the content network. And before I get into the actual mysterious stranger's names, I just want to give you a little bit of a background on why the content network is absolutely phenomenal and why so many marketers continually drop the ball as far as in the content network and not making any money. You see, one of the biggest reasons why a lot of marketers drop the ball in the content network is they use pay-per-click marketing totally, and I'm going to be try and be PG-13 about this, but they use it bum backwards, and they approach the content network as weak traffic, it's low paying traffic, and the traffic doesn't convert. Well, I'm here to tell you today that traffic does convert, and I'm going to be revealing a Web 2.0 sniper, and he'll be known as Mr. Sniper to everybody else, the infamous Mr. Sniper, because currently, over the last year or so, he's been averaging anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a month in the content network. And I'm about to introduce you to him, and he's going to explain to you why the content network is hot, why affiliate traffic is hot through the content network, and we're going to show you together how to pick out offers in the content network that convert like gangbusters. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Web 2.0 sniper, Mr. Sniper himself. Mr. Sniper, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, Peter, and how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'd like to thank you very much for giving us the opportunity for you revealing a little bit of why the content network works today. And I definitely don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're an extremely busy, profitable affiliate. So I'd like to thank you once again for sharing the time with us.
No problem at all. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Mr. Sniper, please, if you could you just give us a little bit of a brief introduction on yourself and how you started online and why you actually went into the content network?
Actually been online now for going on 3 years. Doesn't sound like a lot of time, but in the internet world, that's like a decade. So basically started playing with it part-time and found that I could make more money part-time on the internet than I could full-time working a 9 to 5. So spent some time testing and learning, and I guess, as they say, the rest is history. And so now I went full-time on the internet a couple of years ago, and I'm not looking back. I'll never have to work another 9 to 5 job ever again. So I hit on the content network kind of accidentally, and it was something that I saw happening in my AdWords account and in my CPA network accounts. I started seeing commissions coming in at a faster pace on the content network than I was seeing on the search network, and so I just kind of dug in and found out what was going on. And basically, one of the reasons that I prefer the content network is because it is the single largest syndicated network of sites in the entire world, and there's a whole lot of power there that can be harnessed.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Sniper. And for those of you that don't know, as Mr. Sniper was talking about, the content network is one of the biggest networks. Not so much a syndicated CPA network, but is one of the biggest platforms that Google has to offer on the internet at the present moment. And millions upon millions of people strictly stay on search because they don't understand the content network. And the content network is actually what we like to refer to mining Google for gold. And that is exactly what the content network is for, because niche marketing is extremely easy when you go into the content network rather than you're going into the more competitive, cutthroat search market with Google. So, Mr. Sniper, if you could, please tell us why keyword research, and if you can get into a little bit of the basics on keyword research, why it's so important when you're going into the content network.
There's a couple of things to do with keyword research. With the content network, it's a little different than with search. Actually, it's a lot different. With search, people are pretty much straightforward, and I kind of compare the search network and the content network as the search network is like battling on the front lines. You're going head-to-head with other marketers, whereas on the content network, you're kind of taking the back road. You're going around behind, and you're missing a lot of that head-to-head and hand-to-hand combat. It's much easier to make money on the content network in very large amounts than it is on the search network. First, because of the amount of traffic that's available. Keyword research is a little different on the content network than it is on the search network because people are in a different frame of mind. They're in a different mindset. They're not actively searching to buy a product or to try something out. They're looking for information. So doing keyword research for the content network usually involves finding typically more long-tail keyword phrases and filtering out the short 1, 2, and 3-word keyword phrases and focusing on the stuff that would be maybe content-related keywords that would be found within articles and forums and things of that nature.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Sniper. Now, if you could you give us a quick example of keyword research using the search and keyword research, why it's so different with the content network, by actually going in real time on Google itself?
Okay. Here we are right at Google right now, and typically somebody searching for, let's say they're looking for, I'll use the classic example of a car insurance quote. Somebody goes to Google and they type in car insurance quote, Nevada. And they come up and you'd see that you've got all this real estate here saturated. And if we were to click on the more sponsored links, we've got 3 pages of people advertising on those search terms. Whereas instead of searching for or focusing on car insurance quote Nevada, if we were going to advertise on the content network, we would be setting up and using keyword phrases that were a little more long phrase, and we may want to get into even long tail stuff that may have to do with car insurance quotes for someone with a drunk driving conviction, car insurance quotes for people with bad driving records. And these are things where you don't always need, and this is where I found a lot of marketing information or a lot of keyword research information that is contradictory to what I found. And I have seen people beat people over the head with the fact that when you're advertising on the content network, you need to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keywords. And my findings have been the opposite. Typically, on the content network, you may start out with a couple of hundred keywords, but in the end, it's going to come down to usually less than 24 keywords that are going to be making you all of your money.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. And that is one of the biggest keys as far as pushing into the content network that a lot of even advanced internet marketers sometimes drop the ball on because they're still competing with keyword